Hi, this is Emily from Come Play With Thee.
Hi, this is Wendy from Come Play With Thee.
Today we will be playing Nautilion by Shadi Torby, and it's an Oniverse game published by Z-Man Games.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Nautilion?
Well, in Nautilion, you don't want the bad guys to reach your lands.
Okay, so you are people floating around in your little boat, right? And you've got this band of pirates coming after you. And what are you trying to do?
You're trying to collect all your crew members. Is it and get to their spot?
Yep. So here's your crew board. You're trying to fill in your crew board by collecting the matching crew members.
And get to their lands.
Before what?
Before they get to our land.
And there's a board set up in a spiral pattern, which you guys will see in a minute, that's made up of these little chips. And all of these little chips have numbers on them that correspond to places on the crew board that will need to be filled in. And babe, as we're filling in these spots, can you just fill in anything anywhere? No?
It's got to be connected. Well, the first one you can fill in anything anywhere.
And then from there, they need to be connected. So if we had a 7 here, we couldn't put a 1 down unless we had something to connect it to. Okay. All right. So, and how do you do that? Like, do you just randomly pick up chips from the board?
You roll the dice.
Oh, you roll dice. Okay. So we have 3 dice that we roll. Why 3?
You roll the dice, and let's say I rolled this, and one number would go to the bad guys, one number would go to us, and one number would go to, what's the name?
One die would go to the bad guy, which is called the Darkhouse. The Darkhouse. And the Darkhouse, what happens if he gets a 3 or a 4?
I discard one of these tokens that can help me out.
Or if you don't have one of those tokens, you have to discard a crew member. Okay, so you don't ever want to give the Darkhouse a 3 or a 4 if you can prevent it. Okay. Now Emmy also mentioned that she's got these little tokens here. What do these tokens do for you?
Repetitive Whirlwind. We rolled 3 dice.
So if you how much does that cost?
One of these tokens.
You can do a repetitive whirlwind. Okay. If you spend 2 tokens, what can you do?
Artificial tide.
Artificial
tide. Turn 1 die into the value of your choice.
Okay. Or you can also spend 2 tokens to do what?
Aquatic translation. Choose 2 tokens on the path and swap them. They need not to be adjacent to it.
Okay. So you can spend 2 tokens to change a die to any face, or you can spend 2 tokens to swap 2 tokens on the board so that you can get them faster. Now also, if you happen to pick up a crew member that you have already, you can flip it over and use it as one of those wild tokens that we were just talking about too. See, those are collectible for you also. Now the die is not a 6-sided die. It only has a 1, 2, 3, and 4 on it. So it's got one side. It's got 2 1s, 2 2s, a 3, and a 4. Okay. I think it'll make more sense when we start playing. So you want to just take it to the table? All right. We'll meet you at the table. We'll start playing, and you'll see a little bit more how this plays out.
Hi, welcome to the table.
Okay, as you can see, we have the game set up. Setup is really super simple. You just take these tokens here upside down, twirl them all around, and then set them out in a spiral with our home island here and the bad guys' wastelands there. Okay, so this will be us. This is them. So Emmy, why don't you explain to us again how to play? This time you can start showing us. So we've got our 3 dice.
All right, so you are going to roll the dice, and you do not want to give the 4 to these guys.
Okay, so you got a 1, a 2, and a 4.
I will give him the 2.
Okay, so the dark side's gonna get the 2.
The Darkhouse.
Darkhouse, excuse me, dark side.
And I'll give this guy the 1.
Okay.
And he'll give me the 4.
So you assign a dice to each one of the people here. So then now what happens is we check and see the dark side got a 2. He wants a 3 or a 4, and that gives you this cool little card to remind you. And the Darkhouse did not get a 3 or 4, so nothing happens with him. Then you assigned a 1 to this guy, right? So he's gonna come here. He's gonna move 1 space. But whenever these guys move a space, what happens to that token?
It gets discarded.
It gets discarded forever. It's off the board now. All right, and now it's your turn. What do you do with that 4?
I move 4 like they do.
Then what happens to that token?
I get the token.
And it goes onto your crew board. So now, like we said before, it's now been added to Emily's crew board. So now she needs a 6 or an 8. She can't get any of these other numbers yet because they're not connected to the 7. So now she collects her 3 dice again. And we go again. So Emmy needs a 1. A 1. Emmy pretty much needs a 1. None of the other tokens are going to help her right now because the die only goes up to 4. So we have an 8, 2, 3, and a 7 coming up in the next 4.
Why do they only go up to 4?
That's the way the game was designed. All right, what'd you get?
2, 2, 4.
Why don't we put the die over here so everyone can see what you got? You got a 2, a 2, and a 4. So what Emmy can do is she can move, or she can choose to use one of her tokens to do her special actions.
I'll use 2 tokens to turn 1 die to any value of your choice.
Okay, so now these 2 tokens are discarded. She starts the game with 4.
I'll move 1. I guess I gotta give the 4 to these guys.
And then what do you do with the other 2 dice?
The other 2 dice, I'll give the 1 to me and the 2 to him. Now,
we did forget to mention that this is a solo game. You can play 2-player game as a cooperative, but we generally play it the single player way. It also comes in the box with 5 expansions who are playing just the base game. All right, sorry, I want to get that out. I forgot that. So first thing you do is you check the Darkhouse. Is the Darkhouse going to do anything evil to you? Nope. So then after we pick the Darkhouse, then we go to the Phantom.
1, 2, 3, 4.
He's gonna take that token away. Bye-bye, 7. Nope, that goes away. Doesn't go to you, Cheetah Pants.
Why?
You wish.
Why?
All right, and so that die has been used. And next.
I move and I get my 8.
No, you go here. Remember, you don't go on to the next token. All right. So you'll notice that as we're collecting tokens, gaps are forming in the board. As you're moving around, you just ignore those gaps and move on to the next token. Okay, so now you'll notice Emmy has an 8 now. So now she can reach the 9, the 5, and the 6. These are the 3 options that are available to her. She's got a 2, 3, 7, and a 3 coming up. None of those are good for you. But she can always take those tokens and turn them into wild tokens if she'd like. I don't think they were called wild tokens when they actually called reserve tokens.
Alright, I got a 1, a 1, and a 2. I'll give the 2 to the Darkhouse. Or sorry, the 2 to me. The 1 to the Darkhouse and the 1 to this guy. This guy moves.
Well, first we resolve the Darkhouse. The Darkhouse did not get a 3 or 4, so we don't need to worry about him. Then the Phantom.
The Phantom moves 1 and kicks this out.
Now, as Emmy's working around, she's also needing to pay attention to what numbers the Phantom is taking, because there's only a certain number of tokens, and if he takes all the 7s, well, she has 7, if he takes all the 3s away, then she's in a pickle. All right, so he did his. Now it's your turn. You're going to move.
1, 2.
Now, can you use that token?
No.
So you get to flip it over and now use it in your reserve to cast the spell if you need to. Okay? Next up. Emmy needed a 3.
He kicks.
All right, first we always check the Darkhouse. He does not activate. She moved the Phantom.
Wait. Sorry, I'm gonna pay 2 of my things. I'm gonna play 2 of my things to do Artificial Tide and turn 1 die to any value of your choice.
Okay.
And we'll turn this die to a 3.
For yourself. Okay. So we check the Darkhouse. The Darkhouse has a 1. He's not going to activate. Now we move the Phantom.
1, that doesn't really matter because it's a 7. We don't really need a 7.
Okay, and then Emmy moves herself.
I will move myself 1, 2, 3, and I get that 6. And now I can also get to the 1.
Good. All right, so everyone is moved. Emmy collects her dice and rolls again. So Emmy has a 5, 4, 1, and 5 available. She can use the 5s and the 1s.
But not the 4s just yet.
Not the 4 just yet. So she rolled a 3 and a 4 here. She doesn't want to give either one of those to the Darkhouse because then he's going to make her discard a token, which she does have an extra one to discard if she absolutely needs to. But I think she's probably going to try to find a way for that not to happen.
They can have it.
You give the 4 to the Phantom. Okay.
I'll give the 2 to the Darkhouse and the 3 to me.
All right, so we check the Darkhouse. The Darkhouse is not going to activate.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4 to the Phantom ship. That's going to take that 6 off the board. And then she's going to move 3 for herself.
1, 2, 3, and I get that 1.
You get the 1. Awesome. And now that opens up the 2 for her to get also. Okay, so all the dice have been utilized. Emmy can get a 1 to get a 5. Emmy could use not that, and not that. So she needs a 1.
I can't.
Or you just take it as a token, as a wild to help you later on.
I guess I will. I'll go for the 4 and give them the 2. Sometimes it gets a little confusing where they're going. Like, what the heck?
So she's going to give the Darkhouse a 2. The Darkhouse is not going to activate.
He goes 1, 2, and he kicks this one off the board.
Okay, so he moves a 1. That's his die. And next you're going to move yourself.
All right, I moved myself 4. I'll take that 3 token as one of the wilds.
Awesome. So now all 3 of these dice will be re-rolled and we'll see what's happening next. Emmy can use a 2 and the 9. So she needs anything but a 1. Is good for you.
What who do?
What did you get? I can't see it. A 1, a 3, and a 2.
I'll take the 9 just so the Darkhouse doesn't get it. And then this guy will get this. And this guy gets this.
Okay, so we're going to check the Darkhouse. He does not activate. We're going to now move the Phantom. Phantom's going to take a 1 chip off the board, and then Emmy is going to move herself. Go ahead and move. Nope, not rolling.
Sorry. Yeah, right. I'll move. 1, 2, 3.
She gets a 9. More people. Come on, guys. Want to join my crew? Now you notice that Emmy and the Phantom ship are coming close. They will pass each other, and then he's going to start making his way this way towards her house, her Happy Island, and she's going to be making her way towards this. She's getting really close to the end now, so she's got to start filling up that crew. She needs to stay away from high numbers if she can. All right, let's see. Can you actually do this? You need a 4, 5, 2, and a 3. 2, 4, 5. No more 3s, so you're going to have to spend some tokens to do some swapping.
I'll take the 1 from me.
Okay, so let's see. The Darkhouse does not activate. Next up is the Phantom, and the Phantom will pass Emily.
All right, let's see. The Phantom.
He's gonna move 3.
1, 2, 3.
And take that 8. Okay. So the Phantom is done. Now Emily's going to move 1.
I agree, snatch the 2. I snatch the 2 up.
Okay, so as the tokens come off the board, it does get a little harder and harder to see the patterns. It recommends that you put it in a spiral pattern, but you don't have to. You could lay the tokens out in a straight line if you wanted to. You could lay them out in a zigzag, anything that you like. The spiral pattern sometimes does get a little confusing to follow though. All right, so Emmy's gonna roll again. Things are getting tight. She needs 3 more crew members, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see, a 2 or a 3 will get you one of those. Preferably a 2, because that 4 is not coming back.
All right, I've got a 2. I'll give the Darkhouse a 1. And they can have whatever now.
All right, so the Darkhouse does not activate. The Phantom will move 3 spaces. Well, remember, you're gonna have to switch out a 3 at some point, so don't say they can have whatever, because I only see 1 3 left on the board, unless I'm missing it. All right, that was the Phantom's turn. Now Emmy's gonna move 2 spaces.
1, 2.
And snatch up a 4. All right, only 2 crew members left, the 5 and the 3. Here's a 5. Here's a 5. No 3s except for over here. So Emmy's gonna spend some tokens to get that one. All right. There you go, darling. You need 1 or...
1! He's gonna have to have it. Then he can't swap.
Then you can't swap. Well, what if you took the 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the 5 there.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Well, first we check. The Darkhouse does not activate. Then he goes. He snatches up that. Close. Almost took your thing. All right. And now Emmy takes her 5. Add that to your crew. Emmy's only got 3 left, so she's gonna have to roll low and then use her stuff to swap. 2 for everyone. 2 for you, and 2 for you, and 2 for you. All right, Darkhouse does not activate. The Phantom, he's gonna move 2. He's getting close also. And now Emmy's gonna do what? No. You're gonna spend your tokens.
I'll spend my tokens to swap that 3 with that 6, because I'll get to it.
Okay, you gotta keep it in line though.
1, 2. I'm winning.
All right, so it's gonna come down to this last roll now because the Phantom goes first. So if the Phantom makes it to his island before Emmy does, she's lost the game. She's got her full crew now, but she's just gotta get here before he gets here. So he needs low.
One, 2. He could be a space away.
So he would get the 2, you would get the 3, and the Darkhouse gets the 1. Darkhouse does not activate. The Phantom. The Phantom.
1, 2. Takes this guy away. He's 1 space away. And I get there and win.
And Emmy wins. Emmy won. She made it to this island. What's it called? The Abyss. She made it to the Abyss with a full crew. And now she can take care of defeating the Darkhouse. The Darkhouse has been defeated before the crew. The Phantom made it to her happy island. Emmy is victorious. Yay! And the crew is happy. Yay! And they're dancing in their boat. Yay! And these guys are like, oh man, now we gotta go back and tell the Darkhouse that we failed. No, you tell him. No, you tell him. No, you tell him. No, you tell him. All right, guys, we'll meet you back on the camera and we'll tell you what Emmy thinks of this game. Okay, welcome back. You just saw Emily defeat the Darkhouse in Nautilion. So, Emily, what do you think about this game?
I really like it, and I really like that you're just trying to go around and save the happy little island.
And your crew, right, by collecting your crew. This is a really fun game. It's really fun. It's really quick. It's one of Emmy's first games that she learned to play, right? And I think it holds a special place in your heart, right? It's one of your first games that you ever played. I think it's really simple, but yet you have to stop and think about what you're doing, what the Darkhouse is doing, what the Phantom is doing. But you give it a thumbs up? Yeah. Tell me one of your favorite things about this game.
About this one? That the big chunky pieces.
Is it your favorite thing about this or about all of Shadi Torbey's games?
All of them.
Okay, so Emmy is a big fan of the big chunky pieces. And so we do own his other games, such as Sylveon, which, I'm going to get the box, has this big chunky piece. So there's Sylveon, which is also in the Oniverse. This is also a really cool, fun game, and it's got this big chunky piece, which makes Emmy happy. What other games are there? We also have Castilion, also a nice puzzly game, also the big chunky piece. And
last but definitely not least, and my favorite.
Your favorite was? Oni-Rim.
If you can see our little guy's a little scratched up, I might have rubbed him on a bench at school.
So, quick story, when Emmy went to VPK, she took this as her, kind of like her touchstone to help her get through separation from mommy and going to school for the first time, so he's a little beat up. So you can tell that this one was definitely loved. So, out of the 4 games, Castilion, Sylveon...
You don't need to ask this question.
Which is your favorite?
You don't need to ask.
Which is your favorite? I know, but they don't. Oni-Rim. So out of all 4 games, Oni-Rim is her favorite. Maybe we'll do a playthrough of that coming up soon. Also, there is a new one called Arion that's out, a new Oniverse entry that maybe someone will get me for my birthday.
Which is tomorrow.
Wink, wink, you. Wink, wink, you. So anyway, this was our playthrough of Nautilion. If you liked it and you want to see the rest of the Oni-Rim games, the Oniverse games played, please comment below which one you'd like to see us play next, and we'll see if maybe Emmy can dust it off and play it for you.
Dust it off? I'll play Oni-Rim anytime.
Yeah. So is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers? Okay. So thank you very much for joining us. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe down below to our channels, and comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you want to see. But until then, we'll see you guys next time.